President-elect, Madam Rajavi, honourable colleagues, people of Iran, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be with you today, at least virtually, and an honour to join parliamentarians and Iranians from all around the world for this international gathering to support the people of Iran and their resistance movement, which calls for justice and a free Iran. In September 2016, my colleagues and I tabled a parliamentary motion with regards to the massacre of 30,000 political prisoners, which were held in Iran's prisons in the summer of 1988, including women and children and all political prisoners who supported the opposition movement of the PMOI. This motion was one of the most supported parliamentary motions during the 2016-2017 session, which urged the United Kingdom government to recognise and condemn this brutal massacre as a crime against humanity and asked the United Nations to order an investigation and bring the perpetrators to justice. Similarly, in July 2018, my colleagues and I tabled another parliamentary motion condemning the attempted bombing of the gathering of the Iranian opposition in Paris for a free Iran, the alternative. I was one of those representatives at the conference, and indeed, had the terrorist plot succeeded, I and many other colleagues in the UK Parliament and parliamentarians from across the world, including, sad to say, the leaders of the Free Iran movement, would have been killed. Even worse, we now know, of course, that terrorist attempt was made by an Iranian diplomat using the diplomatic pouches to pass the bomb to terrorists who would then go from Belgium into France to Paris to place that bomb underneath the conference. Now, the motion that we put down was supported by a large number of my colleagues in the British Parliament. And the strong support for our two parliamentary motions reflects the strong and cross-party support the NCRI enjoys, and indeed the President-elect, Madam Rajavi, enjoys in the UK Parliament and amongst your friends in the United Kingdom. Our two parliamentary motions show that there is strong support for bringing the mass murderers to justice, including the sham election of the President of Iran, who of course was responsible for the 1988 massacre. And I would like to make this pledge that as 35 of our colleagues in the Commons and Lords, including many of my colleagues who are present today, made the history and destroyed the unjust terror tag against the PMOI, which was a great victory, not only for the Iranian resistance and for you, Mrs. Rajavi, but for the people of Iran. We are going to take the mass murderer, Ebrahim Raisi, to the court. We call on the United Nations Security Council to refer him to the International Criminal Court and try him as a criminal against humanity. And this as a must. As you always say, Mrs. Rajavi, we can and we must. Let us call for a free Iran. Iran will be